If you're looking for day trading education and high-level trade analysis and dissection, you've come to the right place. My name is Pat Mitchell. I've been a professional day trader for the past 11 years, and I'm here to bring you exactly that. High-level professional day trading education, all here for free on YouTube and on X. And tonight we are going to be going over one specific trade that I took a couple of times, so multiple entries. I'm going to discuss the hows, the whys, and I'm going to give you some pieces of invaluable information that you're going to want to hear. So without any further ado, give me one sec. I am going to fire up my charts. I hope you all had a great day. Let's get into this. Okay, so now that we are into the charts, we're going to be talking about what these blue levels are. These blue levels are levels that I strike prior to the market open, and then I develop trade plans surrounding them. So today on SPY, if I were to wheel this chart back, there's a really wide range here. And most of the day we ended up trading over top of that. And I'm going to get to that because something interesting happened with the action that definitely changes things. But this morning's trade was super simple. It was ridiculous. So the trade plan this morning was at the open. If we pop, we come up into this level, we will execute the short and risk off of pre-market highs. So as it comes up into our risk, we add, and then we need to get out fully on that retracement. There is another potential entry after that where it fails, pops back up, and retests failed support if it does that. Now, because I was teaching a class this morning, a live trading class, I wanted to execute another trade because this was a very quick trade. And instead of sitting around with our thumbs up our ass the rest of the day, if this next trade works, coming up, executing that short into these highs, I was also working off of cues into those highs, referencing this chart, but trading this chart. If it worked, it worked. If not, I could manage the position out and people could learn something. So that's what ended up happening. So on the way up, executed and continued to work this trade. Now, if you take a look, the premium was really melted down. So there was a few things that we got from this. So the first lesson was taking a look at the premium and how it was melting down without it really going super high. We took the 685 puts. So it's not like it's very far away from that strike price, but it was acting as though it was multiple strikes away. So when that happens, what I wanted to show members live is with that meltdown, as soon as it comes down and retests and it comes into the price point of that 685, so the strike price that we took, as soon as it hits that premium is going to explode. And that's exactly what it did. So, and I even said that it's going to come back to the $1 premium price point, which it did. So it was a really good lesson in understanding how premium moves and what to expect when it comes back into the strike price that you've chosen. Now, if you're not an options trader and this is confusing you, don't let it confuse you. We don't really trade options. We execute via options, but I just watch the stock chart. I enter on the stock chart. My technicals are on the stock chart. Everything is on the stock, the equity. Has nothing to do with options. We just simply execute that. So that was the first lesson. And then something interesting happened. And I locked in $2,205 on this trade here today. So now I want to zoom in a bit and I want to show you this. And I've talked about this lots through the years, lots. So when we cruise up at this 45-degree angle, it's a very specific look to the chart. I want you really to just memorize and let this, like, burn this into your mind. Burn this look into your mind. That's telling you after this short, don't touch that fucking chart again short. And I even said this. And I said this around this time of day right here. And I said that after it gives one opportunity to get out, this thing is going to rip up the rest of the day with minimal to no pullbacks. And it's going to be a big green day. So let's pull back the chart and take a look at what it did the rest of the day. There's no significant pullbacks the rest of the day, and it closed at highs. So how did I know that? Well, it's experience. A lot of people watching these videos, and as well as even traders in the room, they have a tendency to discount experience. I've been doing this a long time, and not just, and I think another reason why a lot of people will look at that like 10, 11 years of myself trading, they might kind of compare that to their timeline. And maybe they've been trading for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, but unsuccessfully. So doing this successfully for over a decade counts for a lot. I've seen a lot of shit. And there are certain things that when I say something is going to happen, that's what's going to happen. So when I'm telling you guys to burn this look in the chart into your minds, I need you to do that. And what you can use as a checklist or some sort of reference is when it does this, when it pulls back, that's it. Do not fucking short the chart that makes this look. If you do, what's going to happen is you're going to fight this bitch all the way up. And it's the way that it grinds. Do you see how it completely melted down those options? It gets really ugly. And that's what it'll do. You will be absolutely fucked if you short any of these positions. And some of you that maybe are lacking a little bit of experience might take a look at these little pullbacks here, 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 and even a little bit in there. And you might be thinking, well, that should be enough to get out. It isn't. And it's the nature of the premium. So in this case, even though from highs, that is 686.26 to lows at 685.96, there should be enough. And I'm going to look at a bigger one here. One sec. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So let's take a look from here to here. So we have 687.22 down to there at 686.82. So it's 40 cents of play, which is not a lot, but normally when it comes to trading options, that's more than enough. You would be talking about probably 15%, maybe even more, 20% of premium. So 20% ROI. It won't do that on days like today. It'll barely even move because of the nature of how it's coming up. So again, probably the best and biggest lesson for you guys to really take away from this evening is the look of that chart. Because if I'm telling you at 15 minutes after the open that this is going to happen, it's because I've seen that at least 1,000 times, at least. It's a very specific look. So doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities in the morning, but once you see that doing that, if you're in the trade short, which I was, don't freak out. Like I said, it will give you one opportunity to get out. Don't fuck with it after that. Leave it alone. And that's that. So overall, nice day. Not a huge day, but a really nice day. Coming into a early close tomorrow. Markets close at 1 p.m. I won't be doing any trade recaps for the remainder of the week. I'm going to take the rest of the week off from this. Most of you don't show up for this shit anyways. So I think come the new year, I don't even know if I'm going to be doing these anymore. I'm kind of over it. So we can discuss that a little bit more so inside the room. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. And if you want to learn how to do this properly and professionally, come to tricktrades.com and we will see you guys there. Adios.